sex, gender, biology, gender identity. Are they all the same thing? Are they completely different? I don't know. Well, actually I do. But society would have us believe that they are all completely different things. Oh, and get this. 7-year-olds, and even younger, are old enough and mature enough to decide whether or not they would like to change those. And apparently in today's society, they can't, drink, drive, smoke cigarettes, go to war, use any sort of big heavy-duty equipment, not even the microwave. But yes, they can decide whether or not they want to make a lifelong, life-altering decision to chop off their Lincoln Logs or pomegranates and exchange them for something else or something weird in between. Now, the question is, why are influencers in today's society trying to convince us that it is perfectly normal for them to be pushing that on our youth on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram? So let's watch this video of a man cosplaying as a woman and trying to convince me that this is normal.
Day 12 of being a girl, and we're gonna go buy tampons. Let's go.
Where are they even at?
What the?
I don't know, which one should I get?
At the Tampax Pearl, I think these are like little dots to see how much you flow, is what somebody said online. I don't know, let's do an unboxing. It literally has instructions. Okay, this is a tampon.
Pause. Okay, so I find it ironic that at the very beginning of this entire video, he showed a Diva cup, which is specifically designed for female biology because it literally goes up inside your uterus to collect blood, and he passed on it. I wonder why. Because he's a girl. He should have a uterus, right? Maybe?
This thing does not go up inside you. Like, where does that go? Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, so it says you push the plunger up and out comes the baby. Kidding. That just hangs out inside you? How does it, how do you get it out? Is that what this thing's for? Oh, it comes open. Oh, do you like, where does the string go? I bought tampons because I've never bought them before. If you need one, love you.
He asks, where does this go up inside you? Well, number one, you're a guy. It doesn't go up inside you. It goes inside a girl because we have this thing called a menstrual cycle that we have to deal with once a month. And you are a man and you will never know what that is like. Because again, you are biologically a man. All I have to say is, I don't care that he is buying tampons because I personally don't use them. Even though we're in a tampon shortage, it does pain me to know that other girls will go without because a guy needed to accessorize his cosplay. But first of all, I should preface this with, I don't care what you do or who you do it with, but what I do get annoyed with is when somehow I have to believe your delusion in order to make your worldview complete because I disagree with it and somehow that's hurting you. That's what I do not want. And also, if you want to really get into it, let's not push this on children. Sexuality does not belong in middle schools, elementary schools, or literally any of them. So let's not normalize that. I personally loved science class. Making volcanoes and things that exploded in the backyard was a personal highlight of my brother and I's childhood. But speaking on the science of it, you want to know what the science says about your bone structure? Literally, my pelvis and my hips are designed to push out a screaming watermelon after 9 months after conception. Has anyone ever seen that show Bones? I mean, look at Dr. Temperance Brennan, okay? When she's looking at a skeleton that they discovered and they brought to the Jeffersonian and they're trying to gender identify it, you know what the first thing they look at is? Pelvis. And bone structure, and jaws, and everything else in your body. And you know what it's gonna tell you? It's gonna tell her if you're a man or a woman. And guess what? If I had $1 for every gender they could identify, I would have $2 and then a whole bunch of counterfeit money that I could go purchase some fake votes with, if I'm being honest. So this is Dylan Mulvaney, and he has been vlogging and documenting his quote-unquote transition into girlhood. He posted his day 335 3 days ago, and I'm going to blind react to it. So here we go.
It's day 335 of being a girl, and I wanted to go on record to say that this might be the hottest I've ever looked and will ever look in my lifetime. And I'm making this video so that in thousands of years, there will be evidence. Is it the dress? It could be the dress. Is it the makeup? Or is it the hair? Because I think it's the extensions. And when I have extensions in, I don't know my name.
Let me just say, in thousands of years, when archaeologists are digging up the remains of America and a civilization that may or may not have fallen, your biology is still going to say that you are a man. And thousands of years, their hair extensions, your makeup is not going to last. But your bone structure and your biology will still prove that you are a boy. Okay, continue.
Name. I don't know where I live. I just know that I love these. And I know that I look like I could steal a husband, but I want to promise you, look me in the eyes. I want to promise you that I would never do that to you. Okay, I am a girl's girl. And I love ya. Woo! But seriously, this is good, right? Okay. Love you. Okay, New York Fashion Week. Oh, okay, bye. Love you. All
I have to say is, I'm not worried about you stealing my boyfriend and or my husband for a variety of reasons. Number one, he's straight. Number two, all I have to say to that is I've never heard something more misogynistic than a man explaining to me how he could steal my husband, but he's not going to because he is a girl's girl and he is on my side and he's on my team, girly. All I have to say is that's a little insulting to my gender, and that's not what makes a woman. That's not what makes a girl, being able to steal one's man. But I digress. Does anyone else remember that book growing up, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk? I feel like this whole downhill slippery slope fallacy of gender identity and sexuality started at least in the 90s, and slowly but surely all they wanted was gay marriage, which is fine and dandy. You guys can have it. You have it. That's great for you. Bravos, kudos, happy for you. But now we're at the point where if I don't agree with you, or dare I say, have the audacity to say what you're doing is wrong, that I'm somehow sexist, misogynistic, xenophobic, and every single phobic in the book, just because I don't agree with the fact that a man is dating a man or a woman is dating a woman. Honestly, if it was up to me, I don't really care what you do or who you really do it with. But if you could do it behind closed doors and in soundproof rooms, that would be great. But that goes for everybody. But here's where I draw the line. When a man, that's obviously a man, is pretending like he's a girl and he knows what girls go through. Newsflash, you don't. You can't have a period. I'm sorry. You don't go through menstrual cramps. You can't steal my man. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen. Because for a variety of reasons, but my favorite is to go back to the science of it. This is a generation that loves to listen to the science, right? That's what everyone's been screaming since 2020. Well, here's the science. You're biologically a man. Every bone in your body is a man. Your chromosomes, your XYs, or whatever you say you identify with, says that you're a man. Thousands of years from now, like you say, you want evidence? Well, guess what? The evidence is that you are a man. You will never be able to steal my man, and you will never be able to be me. You know what else is excruciatingly annoying to a young woman growing up in the 21st century? The fact that we, as a society, are trying to convince ourselves that women and men are completely equal. Guess what? We're not. Biology says that. And listen, I am a feminist some days, and then on other days, I am an 1800s housewife living on the prairie with Highlander cows, lots of kids, and fuzzy chickens. I'm a mix of both. So I say this with love. Men and women are biologically different. It's built into their DNA. If I arm wrestle my guy friend at youth group, guess who's winning? Him. Most likely. I would give it my best shot. But biology says otherwise. So let's not sit here and try to normalize grown men getting into UFC rings and beating women to a pulp into unconscious concussions for the sake of normalizing the trans community. You know, as a feminist, sometimes, I would say, why aren't we protecting our women? Why aren't we standing with our women? But instead, we're normalizing putting them into concussions. And you know what? As someone who competes in sports myself, I'm a barrel racer, rodeo queen. I compete in the world of the equines. There are events for guys. There are events for girls. And then there are events where it's gender neutral. Go ahead, knock yourself out. But as a barrel racer, there are some guys who compete, but guess what? The majority are girls. Bull riding. It's a male-dominated sport, but some girls do it. I've actually rode a bull before. 2.5 seconds. Yay me. But guess what? The guys are probably going to be better at bull riding, and the girls are probably going to be better at barrel racing. Has anyone seen the movie Soul Surfer? Soul Surfer was a movie that came out in 2011 about a girl named Bethany Hamilton who lost her arm to a shark attack while she was out surfing with her family and some friends. She recently just came out and said that she was perturbed, basically, that trans men were competing against her in surfing events. Justifiably so. It was a female event. Let's compete against females. But now, like the accepting and graciously kind society that we are today, I see tweets saying, the shark knew what he was doing. Sharks can sense when you are a bad person, etc., etc., etc. What awful things to say. Or, the shark should have finished off the job. Are we going to be so toxic in this society to women that we officially have decided that it's perfectly okay to wish that a shark would have eaten your entire body, or that it's okay that a UFC trans man can beat a woman into an unconscious pulp? At the end of the day, it does not bother nor affect me what you do behind closed doors in the comfort of your own home. But when you start pushing it onto children, or when you start forcing me to conform to your ideology, or you start affecting my sports, I'm gonna have to start interjecting then. At the end of the day, I base everything that I believe based on the Bible and science. And science tells me that men and women are biologically different. And if you want the list, we could talk about lung capacity, muscle mass, the number of nerve endings, our hips, for crying out loud. Remember that screaming watermelon? Yeah, y'all can't do that. But biologically, we're different. Biblically, also different. Genesis 1:27 says, so God created man in his own image. And the image of God, he created them, man and woman. Not woman to be man or man to be woman, but God created men and he created women. And he created them equal and to support each other and to prosper on this planet. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to do. But also, please stop pretending like you guys can have periods, have children, or do anything of the sort, because that's not what makes a woman a woman. And quite frankly, I'm okay with that. Because y'all can't have periods and I can't get testicular cancer. Okay, if y'all are new here or if you've been an OG since 2020, hi, my name is Savannah. I talk about what I want, when I want, and no, I don't really listen to anybody who tries to silence me, whether that be big tech or sometimes my parents. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Anyway, I talk about politics, I talk about Star Wars, I barrel race, I rodeo. I'm an all-American girl, and this is my channel, so please subscribe, follow, like. If you have, that account probably got deleted, so this is the new one. Please follow it here if you would like to see me talk, react, and talk about things in our world that big tech and media just don't want to talk about. So, check it out. I promise you won't regret it.